Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys checking today's video out, and got a sort of a fun video for y'all today. We're going to talk about groupies and bass fishing and sort of give you guys the reality of the situation on that. I think it might be an enjoyable little time here. So, guys, real quick before we get started, I just want to invite everybody out there, if you haven't had a chance to consider becoming a channel member, I'd like to invite everybody to do that. As channel members, you get extra videos every week that aren't seen by the public and some access to my personal email address for your fishing questions. And if you're interested, you can just go to my YouTube homepage and there's a little join button there, and you can click that for info, or just go to the About section and click on Intuitive Membership. So much appreciated. Okay guys, groupies and bass fishing, is it a thing? Is it a reality of it? No, it is not. It is not a reality whatsoever. In fact, it's the furthest away from the truth. And I'll get into that a little bit why that is. First of all, I can tell you from my own personal experiences with girls growing up as a teenager and somebody in their early 20s, young and full of vigor of life, most girls think that bass anglers are just freaking nerds. They don't give them any attention or whatever. And I can tell you that for sure, because back in the late 70s, I was going to Parkwood High School in Joplin, Missouri. And this was back before high school fishing or college fishing. There wasn't anything like that. And about 4 or 5 of my friends that like to fish, we started a bass club in our high school. And we called it the Ozark Hog Hunters. And eventually we had about 10 members in it. We had 2 or 3 tournaments just on little ponds and stuff around Joplin there. But nevertheless, we met like once a week and talked about fishing and, did tournaments and that type of stuff. It was pretty cool. But I can tell you right now that you did not win any popularity contest being a member of the Ozark Hog Hunters out there. Girls looked at that and just thought you were a weirdo. I mean, you guys know how it is. They gravitated to the jocks and all that type of stuff in high school. I mean, most high school girls they don't place any type of value on things other than physical looks, with guys out there, with boys out there. But anyway, in my situation, I used to bring my little beat up flat bottom boat to the parking lot in high school. And after I got off working my part-time job, I'd go down to Grand Lake with it. But anyway, women in general, like I said, the groupies are the farthest thing away from bass fishing, because like I said, there's nothing about bass fishermen that is really inherently appealing to girls. I mean, there's not. It's like, it's a little bit different now because the sport has transcended a little bit about the old stereotypes about what fishermen were. I mean, most people used to see fishermen as somebody, dragging a cane pole along the bank catfishing or something like that. And I think that's what a lot of the girls out there, that was their preconception of fishing. They when you said that you were a fisherman, they thought, God, this guy's just going to be fishing with live bait and stink bait. I don't want any part of that. They had no idea what bass fishing was, tournament, sort of high level bass fishing. So to answer that question in the short video, guys, no, bass fishing does not have groupies. There's never been any groupies out there. It's non-existent. I do have one pretty cool story for you that I'll tell about this. This was back when I was I was probably 19 or 20 years old. Me and one of my best friends, Kurt Devine, you guys hear me talk about him once in a while. We were, like I said, young, full of vigor of life and that type of stuff. And anyway, we were fishing down at Grand Lake. Him and Kurt and I just went out fishing for, after we got off work on a Friday evening down there at Grand Lake. Summertime, it was like, July, something like that. And of course, we were always on the lookout, for girls, that type of stuff, like, guys that age are and everything. So we were fishing down this row of docks down at Grand Lake. And we were fishing down this row of docks, and Kurt and I are in front of the boat. Like I said, we're both 19 years old. And there's these 2 girls laying out in bikinis on the dock, about our age, about the same age out there. And Kurt's pretty smooth. I mean, he's girls like him. I mean, he's state championship wrestler, all that type of stuff. So we get up to this dock, and I knew Kurt was going to say something to him. They're both laying out in bikinis, and we pass them. And one of the girls sets up in her bikinis, and she looks up, and she's all tanned with oil on her and that type of stuff. And she looks over at me. She goes, you look like that Olympic diver, you know, I can't remember who it was back in the 80s, but the Olympics were going on. There's this Olympic diver. And she looks at me, she goes, you look like that Olympic diver. And Kurt didn't miss a beat. He goes, that's him. It's him. And so he immediately convinced these two girls that I was this Olympic diver out there. So anyway, we got dates with them that night. We went out with them, you know, and they had a good time and everything. But I thought that was a little bit funny. That's the closest thing to any type of a groupie situation. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk later. See you.